Hello, good afternoon. I'm Lori Payne, Executive Director, co-founder of Project Blue World Foundation. We are a nonprofit located here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and we are dedicated to providing project management and administration for charitable initiatives locally and around the world. Today, I want to thank the World Conference of Sister Cities and Sister Cities International for inviting us to present. We work together to develop a better world for sure, is our goal. So thank you for seeing our website here as projectblueworld.ca. We welcome you there to learn more about us. Today I'd like to present a bit about our background and what our mission and vision and values and who we are working together with around the world, developing projects for people. A little bit about Blue World Theory, why we do have a vision that humans can obtain happiness and quality of life anywhere on the planet, not depending on their region, but we can all do this together, I'm sure. If you remember, the Blue World Theory originated when scientists studied the planet and looked around the world, and they discovered that there's places and pockets where people have achieved great happiness as communities, and the people are successful and they live long, healthy lives. And they call these places the blue zones. So Project Blue World Foundation is founded upon the theory that we can all develop our areas and our lives to be blue zones. Hence, yes, Project Blue World Foundation. We're dedicated to developing opportunity for people and animals and the planet. That is our goal. We were founded in 2019 when we had a group of stakeholders here from Winnipeg that got together and we did needs analysis. That was first for the aviation industry, as my background is in aerospace and aircraft engine maintenance management and customer service management, leading organizations and or customers or militaries and governments and commercials and privates. All those sectors come together here in Winnipeg for accessing aircraft maintenance and other great technologies because we're known here as Centerport, tourism and immigration hub. Chicago of the North is what we're also known as, if you're familiar with that, center of trade and economic development here for Canada and North America. We're centrally located to be able to support very nicely online and on site, of course. We have access to technologies and things here, and is why we felt the need. Um, we had the ability to provide a service like Project Blue World Foundation to help people and the planet, is why it was founded. And in 2024, we have 7 projects in work here in education, opportunities for kids to develop. We're building schools and programming for sports and education for youth and housing. And we'll get into it in another tab. One more moment, please. I'll give you the descriptions of each of the projects. But in the high level sectors are education, housing, sport, energy, and agriculture. And we can reach around the world from local to international to develop prosperity. We can showcase excellent by region and industry, and project by project is how we go to achieve full access. People services is the goal. We can affect actually how we all get to receive options here on the planet. And as we go along, we monitor and check continuously is how we work within quality management systems together. You can come to the website and see details of how we developed the original plan. And we looked at what our federal and provincial and industry leaders were looking at, and they were saying, you know what, we've got a shortage of some skilled resources in some areas, and in other areas we need to transform systems and services. And that causes us humans to actually transform our resources and move around as well. But our populations around the world are learning to utilize technology, is what this is discussing. Cloud, blockchains, quality management systems. We teach the basics of numeracy and literacy and make sure all people around the world have these basics. all the way to technical and professional trainings. Folks can come together and develop options for people, right? Is why we developed Project Blue World, was to coordinate, encourage, and utilize existing networks. So the goal is to create that simple, repeatable process to achieve global happiness. Project by project, we can affect the quality of life for citizens. That's what we are doing. And yes, press releases are available here. We'd like to discuss with you the theory. We talked about the Blue World theory. This is also, I'd like to discuss the quality of life theory. What's the theory of return if we create stable income for people around the world so that they can manage their expenses? What that does is it brings access to opportunities, and it allows them to network with others and become a happy, healthy, efficient, safe, connected person in their community. If you look from 2019 to 2050, just to roll what this out looks like over time, if our income is higher, or pardon me, lower than our debt, our income is lower than our debt, that causes an unstable, unsafe quality of life. People cannot function and manage within this framework. We say over time, how can we bring it so that our income covers our expenses? Suddenly, the people then can achieve accesses to services. They can pay for housing and pay for internet and pay for good food and clean water. Our communities are suddenly thriving and developing, and all citizens are participating. How do we achieve that state? Is what we've been looking at. And that's by developing options in our communities so that average people can take part. So that's the theory of return and what happens when we invest in our communities and make sure that everyone's receiving stable income. And how do we achieve happiness and health and quality of life? How do we do that? Well, today we have 7 projects underway. Let me introduce those to you, please. Um, we have from the great continent of Africa, we actually have 6 projects underway. We work with Cape Town, and Reach for Life Youth Development is the name of the organization that is our partner. They are committed to developing life skills for youth in South African communities. So from these 3 communities in South Africa, we are building lights and energy solutions for remote communities. We are building community gardens and long-term sustainable gardening system that provides jobs and improvement of that living standard in the community that they're going to get from employment. We get active engagement of the youth in the activities that is impacting that community as a direct return. And our education programming equips the young students with the life skills that they need to be safe and productive. So education programming, community gardens, lights and energy so that they can learn and grow and thrive, similar to what we have going on here in Benin and in Burundi and Brikama in Gambia. In Benin, Asifa School and Benin Mini Football League, they work on community gardens and sports programs, cross-training with Canada institutions for programs, developing education programming as well. New houses, 180 people are currently displaced just in this for this one project alone is what we will be affecting. We'll be giving widows and children a sustainable future. We don't just turn over homes and we don't just turn over gardens. We build them so that the communities are developing and will have ownership of these in the long term. In Brikama in Gambia, Prosperity Farm is developing a school. All these folks here you can see are studying on the floor with their books. They don't have a proper school building. They don't have proper barns and clean water. And those are the things that we're developing here for the orphans and impoverished youth, the people of Brikama, Gambia. All these projects and funds, resources are managed by Project Blue World Foundation. We manage or administer all the projects from start to conclusion and watch them to make sure they have a and sustainability and auditing services, and they're managed within regulations of their local and in our authorities. And I want to introduce you to our feline project here in Manitoba. We're developing a service model to coordinate medical services and access for free roaming felines. So those cats that are in our communities, rurally and urban, requires service and supports for medical to achieve their medical services. We also are providing education and supports to the community in how we act and support our animals that appear on our properties. And long term, it even affects our ecology and our bird population. It provides felines a network to access and service in the rural areas because there's right now the felines are part of the wild animal network is what's going on in our local communities. So you can come to the website, please, and consider supporting these projects. Fixing Feral Felines is here in Manitoba, in our rural area northeast of Winnipeg, the Interlake. The Prosperity Farm in Gambia, Together for Orphans Future in Burundi, the SIFA and Benin Mini Football League in Benin, Reach for Life in Cape Town. Thank you so much to these partners. We are so thankful for you. And I also want to mention our partners again. We are all united together under what's called the Projects for Social Good, which is brought to us by our partner, Project Management Institute Manitoba. The program for Projects for Social Good was developed and inspired by their strategy and education foundation. The primary mission is to leverage the chapter's unique human capital and community of project leaders for achieving a social impact and environmental impact in Manitoba's local communities and beyond. Project Management Institute Manitoba is providing us with project management professionals and mentors to power these projects. There's no better way to say that than that's what's happening. We are so thankful for this partner, and we are thankful for the goals provided to us by the United Nations. All of our projects and works, we focus to align to these goals so we can have no poverty, zero hunger, we can achieve good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation, infrastructure. We reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and economies. This is what we affect through responsible consumption and production, through climate action. We affect all life below water, our life on land, through people, justice, and strong institutions, and partnership for the goals is how we are aligned. So thank you for, again, listening to a little bit about us at Project Blue World Foundation and about our projects and work and what we are doing and how we are committed to developing options for people and our planet. Like we're saying, we work together for a better world. Thank you again, World Conference of Sister Cities. It's an honor to be presenting today, and we thank you for your partnership from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. It's Lori Payne from Project Blue World Foundation.